Without this, Venice would just be a soggy museum. Without them, a soulless set piece. You need people who know this town and love this town to run this town. Guys like Andrea Dona. You grew up right here?
Yeah. I used to live here on the right side, the last door on the right side, in this ancient 15th century building.
And this must have been a shrub when you were a little boy.
Like this.
The first time he visited a city without liquid streets, he was shocked.
When I was a child, I was surprised to see cars in Alata. Of course.
Hey, look at that!
Yes, when I was maybe 5, 6, 7 years old.
They have roads made of dirt. He grew up in a place where the neighborhood church was built around the time Columbus set sail, filled with amazing art specific to time and place.
What is incredible in Venice that still you have the paintings made 500 years before by Titian, Giorgione, Tiepolo, Tintoretto inside the church on the same altar for which they were fought, with the light coming from the window, and the artists knew that.
Very place-specific pieces of art. So the idea that if disaster struck and you needed to evacuate the art from Venice, you couldn't really, because it's part of the structure in a way.
This is part of the structure. You see how the church stands out from the water.
Water is the foundation, yes.
You cannot divide these two things in Venice.
And when it came to building a modern masterpiece in flood protection, these style-conscious Italians worried a lot about how it would look. It would have made a lot more sense and cost a lot less money if they had built a system like these in the Netherlands or London, giant visible barriers. But here, they didn't want anything ruining the view. So most of this massive project is hidden underwater. Yet somehow, their extravagant style does not extend to their loner hard hats.
Now, when we go down from the stairs, we will cross this tunnel. Okay.
That explains the hard hat. We meet Giacomo, one of the lead engineers, 66 feet below sea level. There's no leaks, right? No. Above us are the gates, designed to rise when filled with air and block the surging tides before they flood the lagoon. So this is sort of the hinge of the big gate, right? Yeah, it's attached below. Wow, it's massive. So there's 78 of these, right? Or more? You're right. The first test was successful, which was the first good news in years. You see, when it was announced, officials said it would cost less than $2 billion and be done by 1995. In reality, it will cost over $7 billion and won't be operational until 2017. Well, when you tell people I'm working on Mosè, what are they?
Two kinds of people. One kind, they think it will be useful for Venice, and another part of people not believe that will be useful.
Yeah. One reason, 2014's early morning police raid, which rounded up 35 people at the highest levels of Mosè, including Giorgio Orsoni, the mayor of Venice. Some went to prison on plea bargains, while the mayor was placed under house arrest and forced to resign amid allegations of kickbacks, which he denied. What did you think when the mayor and all those others were arrested?
I know. I think the politics here is a problem. In Italy, I think more of other places.
It's very corrupting, that amount of money. Yeah,
exactly.
Billions of dollars.
When you are corrupted for 10 euros, it's nothing. But there are millions of euros there. It's easy to keep money.
Francesco says he worked on Mosè in the 90s, but quit in disgust.
I felt that there was something wrong there. So I was thinking to leave, to stop, because I didn't want to be involved in things that, it's my town, I believe in my town.
And now Venice is being asked to believe in this man, a man with the big office here in the renovated Arsenale, where ancient Venetians built their ships.
You have to imagine that in their most important moment, they were able to produce one ship per day.
A ship a day.
Ship a day. Something we are not able to do it anymore.
His name is Hermes Reddy. As an engineer, he was the first employee back in the 80s, went off on his own, but then came back and was placed in charge after the scandal.
When I saw at last the gates coming out that we first imagined, then we drafted, then we designed, then we built. So to see it coming out from the sea has been a great privilege.
What went through your mind that day last summer when your colleagues were arrested?
We were very upset because the job was affected. I mean, I would like to make a very big difference between the job and the behavior of some of the people which has been involved, and the politicians and all this part.
I'm sure you know there's plenty of Venetians who aren't sure that this will even work.
And we know that somebody is still against the project, but from a technical and engineering point of view, we do not have any doubt.
You're solid. You think it's absolutely bulletproof. Eh?
No, yes.
But what science knows about climate has changed in the decades since this plan was hatched. Some think a melting Arctic and rising seas will make Mosè obsolete sooner than later. And this initially was designed for a different world, and now if you look at what they're saying...
No.
He disagrees and says Mosè has 2 feet of sea level rise built in.
It's the only city in the world which has already something to protect her from this rising.
Hermes has been to America to consult on plans to fortify New York against the waves. Low-lying cities from Mumbai to Miami are watching this drama for tips on what or what not to do. But Mosè is only a temporary fix, and next we're headed into the place that will ultimately determine the life or death of Venice.